when that goes live, I'll share and get rocking. Okay, so we are live now. Share my screen. Are you seeing a screen with the face of Alex on it?
Yep.
Super. That's the right one. Okay, let's get this show on the road then. Guys, welcome to the London Excel Meetup for May 2023. This is our virtual session. We're lucky enough to have an in-person one last week. And we have Alex Kolokolov here for what should be quite a highly anticipated session. So, you know, if anybody's waiting to come in, Taya should be handling that at the moment. And then when I've done doing a small talk and Alex takes over, I'll be helping with that.
Hi, Alan.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So just going through a few bits. So I just quickly put this slide together, like literally in the last few minutes while I was preparing, because I don't normally introduce myself, but people have been asking me to do so. And sometimes at the in-person ones, people ask me, what do you do? Oh, people don't know who I am. I should at least say a couple of words on me. So we're just talking about where we are based. I live in Ipswich, which is about an hour from London by train, father of two from the personal side of things. And for those who might be new to the group or new to like what we do here, I'm very much in the Excel field, hence the name of the group, although we do some kind of data platform stuff here. And with what Alex is going to do today is more of a general outside of the Microsoft scope as well. But obviously organising this group, YouTube channel for many years, written books, contributing kind of different ways. For a few words on me, I'll allow Alex, as I normally do, to introduce himself in a little while. I just want to mention about upcoming events, as I typically do. And unfortunately, it's all a bit thin on the ground at the moment, so I don't have a huge amount to say here live. But if you're a member of the group, keep your eye out because there are some events kind of in process. So the next one is the 6th of June, which is online again. So that's next up. You can see it on screen. We've got Paul Martin delivering on using XMLA with Power BI for end user reporting in Excel. And then this is not on the group yet. So information coming this week, hopefully, if I set it up. But on the 28th of June, in person only, based in London, we have Rishi Sapra, who's going to present on building a credit rating model in Power BI. Then in person again, although I've put some question marks there because we're struggling with venues after June currently, so something will be sorted. But we do have John Peltier, who many of you might know, especially with the topic today, because from the Excel world, he is the charting guru. And he's in London, he's based in the States, he's over here coming through, so we got in contact. So we've nabbed him on the 2nd of August to present live, which is pretty cool, but we need to get a venue. So that date is confirmed because he's here. We just need to hunt down that venue for details. And then we've also got the 9th of August where something's in process. Some more news on that soon. But if you're interested in kind of bearing dates in mind, there's an in-person event in scheduling process for Monday the 9th. I say, unfortunately, no more news for now. Just keep your eye out because I should be getting some online events booked up for August and so on as soon as I can, and venue news as soon as we can. I think, I've got one more slide, don't I? For those who are new to all this jazz, we are live on YouTube at the moment, in addition to Zoom. This is all being recorded. The link to the YouTube is on the events page. That is the same link that's streaming it live right now, is also the replay link. It's the same link. So feel free to use that if you want to watch Alex's presentation back, and you can pause and rewind and get the experience in your own time or watch it again. Yes, and it will also be included in a follow-up email. So after this event, we always send an email either tomorrow or the day after, depending how time is. But we only do it to those who RSVP to the event. That would have the replay link. It will have information, upcoming events, anything that Alex would like us to share will all be included in that follow-up email. If you want it, make sure you've RSVP'd. And that is pretty much it from me. So I'll stop my share and hand over to what you're all here for, which is Alex. Alex, if you can take it away, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Alan, thank you very much for this chance to share my experience with all these great people. And let's start. I will launch my screen. And today we have such a positive topic, dashboard symmetry walk. And what I mean, I will tell about these dashboards which survived in a cruel corporate world, and those good, beautiful dashboards which realized to be useless and okay, there was some interruption. Okay, and some dashboards which dead and some of them survived. And in a few words about me, I work in the field of business intelligence for the last 14 years, and dashboards are my personal passion. And I like to visualize data and like to teach people how to do it. And most of my experience related with Microsoft stack. I started from SQL Server, advanced Excel, Power Pivot, Query, and later I started to work with Power BI since it appeared in 2015. And I have 2 books published, and my recent book, Make Your Data Speak, which is a guide, step-by-step guide for dashboard visualization with Microsoft Excel. And I have some accomplishments which my mom consider which are great. Let's me tell. So I have, that's my book, and also I have developed my own visual for Power BI gallery, and really I think that it's our great tool for us, for my company, which continue to develop Power BI implementation projects. And also I have founded Data Visualization Award, Make Your Data Speak. And maybe you've heard about Information is Beautiful Award. And we have competitive award and provide more diversity. And my goal is to unite data journalists, people from data art with, and connect them with people from business intelligence field. And we had 2 separate nominations, and this February we have finished this award, and really we have great projects, and not only on Power BI but Tableau and other custom solutions. So I'm trying to develop cross-platform community. That's my contribution to business intelligence industry. That's about me, and what I'm going to tell you today. Tell some stories. So our agenda is online sessions from modified projects from portfolio of my company. Data is changed, but story is real. And I will tell you about these cases. And you need to decide to answer the question, has this dashboard survived or not? That's our game tonight. And for beginning, I would like to tell you about my problem, which my clients say when they start business intelligence projects and they have expectations. They already heard about dashboards, about visualization, infographics, and they expect that their dashboards will look the same as they look at galleries. But when they start projects or when they fail their project, they come to me and show their reality. And that's how their Excel dashboard looks. And it's a real example of Excel dashboards. But problem is not in Excel. Some people use Tableau, some people use Power BI, and their dashboard looks messy. And instead of creative infographics, they get tons of bar charts or maybe spreadsheets. That's their problem. But my discovery that's the state of art, the design, is not connected with this implementation. And this ugly dashboard has the same chance to survive rather than this beautiful. And really, it's unpredictable. And I'm trying to find some correlations between design and future of dashboard in a cruel corporate world. And for the start, I have a couple of questions to you. So the first question is about your experience with data visualization with Microsoft Excel. And do you love or do you hate Excel when you start drawing charts, building dashboards? Because some my students, clients have opposite opinion. Some of them love, but some of them hate, and they're seeking for another one beautiful tool, another one artificial intelligence. And I'm interested in your experience. Oh, Eric, love and hate both. Yes, it's a strong, very strong connection based on necessary evil. Great. And I have next question. So I understand that all of you are Excel professionals and you accept it as a necessary evil. But what is the best tool ever, in your opinion? Best data viz or dashboarding tool? Is it Excel? Is it Power BI? Is it Tableau? Or maybe you already work with Midjourney and ChatGPT, who draw dashboards for you. Okay, and we have great competition, Power BI versus Tableau. I hope that you will not exclude a member of Excel community who loves Tableau.
It's all right.
Okay, but I don't see replies. Yeah, Excel is my only tool. Okay, just at the beginning. I agree with you, and I still use Microsoft Excel, and I want to share you some example how it may look like. And this is an example. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. And the first story, which I want to tell you about, wage fund analysis, which we will do with Microsoft Excel. So what we have? we have our wage fund about $7.8 million. We have actual expenses of 8.1, and what we see that we have over expanded it 104%. Below we see the line chart and see two peaks, two quarterly peaks in January and April, and I may assume some seasonal trends. And below we have bar charts which show us ranking by divisions: production, management, sales, staff, logistics, and expenses by items: salary, bonus, extra budget, and others. And let's try to find some drivers of this our expenditures, and maybe find some reasons. And what I see from the first point, that the most expenses we have, for actual expenses, we have production workers. And let's use slicers on the light panel and find production workers. And on the top, we see that execution is 127%. So it's more significant than average by company. And the largest item is salary, but salary is within our budget. But bonus, one second, I'll fix it. So bonus, what we have, that we have for bonus, we have our expenses almost twice, and we have two peaks, January and April. And for April, we see that we fit our limit, but for January, we don't have target for our bonus. And I have an assumption that someone just forget to plan it. And maybe it's not manager's mistake, but it's a mistake of budgeting. And what's interesting about our regular salary dynamics, let's clear our filters for our production staff, that we had a weird plan. So this green line demonstrates that we plan to reduce our staff, our payments from January to April, and rapidly increase it in May. But what we see in real data, that we have slow growing trend from February and continuing to June. And again, I see there are some problems with budgeting and problems that we forget to take into account some trends and really going deeper. I understand that there's no such crucial mistakes in management, but we see mistakes in planning. And if we will look at the last month, June, we have execution which fits our budget, 98%, and see that this situation has normalized. That's an example of simple dashboard with Microsoft Excel, and really it was developed about 4 years ago as a temporary solution when company migrated their business intelligence platform from Tableau to Power BI. But during this process, they failed some stages, and really when Power BI data flows was crashed by some reasons, this dashboard survived, and really company use and update this data for a backup. For any reason, if corporate platform will crash, they have this simple solution, and really it works simply. That's how it works. I'm not going to explain how it works. Sorry. I Yes, now I fixed my screen. But in the end of this workshop, I may show some details. But let's go to the next case. So what's our tour? So we started our tour, and the first dashboard was survive in this cruel corporate world. But let's talk about next solution. And I have a story of dashboard developed with Tableau. Oh, I have crashed at the beginning, but now yes, it's launched. And interesting story. It started during the pandemic, when companies switched their sales force from in-person communications to online communications. And it was a pharmaceutical company, and they realized that their leaders who performed well in person format worked not so well with online communications. And branch manager, European branch managers wanted to understand these correlations and understand how to teach their staff. And data scientists, experienced data scientists, collected this data and developed this dashboard with Tableau. And it's a part of this dashboard. We have some client segments, directions to inside medical clinics, dermatology, therapy, pediatrics, and others. And we have different sections of these dashboards. That's by cities, correlations by customer segments, by divisions, and integral rankings of managers by calls by day, average call durations, share of positive responses, and by sales team, by regions, whatever. And how do you think what our stakeholder said when he looked at these dashboards at first time? What's your opinion? What was the first impression? And 1 second, I turn my chart back. How to do it? Yes, I see now. Don't worry, there is always Excel. So the first impression was, yes, please develop me a slide. Oh my God, I don't understand what's going on. That was first impression. And of course, high-level manager was disappointed. And for the next stage, we helped to this company and developed executive summary, because we have a lot of dashboards, and we tried to develop dashboards for dashboards. And that's what we've got. I'll show you. And here we already used Power BI. That's our Power BI dashboard. And I'll describe what can we see. So we have on top, we have our totals, our sales plan execution, networking target, the communication plan, our share of positive responses. It's a synonym of conversion of effective call, and number of contacts, I mean video calls per day. And we have this. So in average, we see that it's green. But when we look at the map, we see a lot of red points, and really our European division manager was surprised how many these bad points we have. For example, there was trying to Helsinki. We look at Helsinki and see that our sales target is not achieved, 93%, but contact target is exceeded. We talk a lot with our customers, but it doesn't help us to sell. And if I press at Helsinki, what I see the details. I see 4 persons who work there, and see who's in green zone, red zone. I see that we have 300% of execution our contacts with pediatrics, but really we have the lack of our sales or communication with other industries. And what's interesting, I can see sales. I can select any salesperson, for example, who takes 4th place in our ranking, and see that he is underachieved this goal a few. But the first, our best salesperson, performs well, and he has a good positive response conversion, 49%. When I look at the bottom of our ranking, I see people who talk a lot. For example, 111%, but they have a low positive response. And the insight was that it doesn't depend on number of contacts per day, and usually people who work better have not so many contacts. 1st place, 2nd place, 9 contacts, but they have high level of conversion. It may look obvious what I'm telling now, but for this company, it was not so evident. And really, this reality that they have a lot of bad underperformed cities, it was really great discovery for them. And really, they transformed their education program for their sales staff. And I have question for you. How do you think? So the first dashboard wasn't survived. It was messy. It was unusable for high-level management. But how do you think? Was this dashboard survived or not? What's your opinion? Okay, Pierre thinks that it was survived. Share your thoughts. Why? Yes, it started very well, but there was a problem that this data was collected, extracted, collected manually by author of this dashboard, this data scientist. And there was some expert data there was no direct connection to databases, some extraction, data preparation. And this man who, when this data scientist left the company, there was no person to update this data. And 3 months later, when really they needed data refresh, new questions, it was unreal to update it, to connect new data. And really they used Microsoft Excel to get their rapid insights, and forget about this beautiful dashboard because it was too complicated, not in perception, but in support. That's bad story that finally this dashboard is dead. And let's go to another example. There's a picture. I will describe it in few words about auto dealer, car dealer. And we had originally the same task to prepare executive summary for chief marketing officer. And this company had their in-house marketing team who operates marketing campaigns, targeting, search engine optimization, and outdoor ads, some different directions. They have also budget, their target for impressions, clicks, CTR, CPV, and other indicators by different direction: mobile, social, video ads. And below we see some charts and by indicators, by channels, and on the bottom of this dashboard we have a table with details by each channel, and if we select any channel we see these details below. That's simple dashboard. I think that you are familiar with such kind of dashboards, and please make your assumption. Has this dashboard survived or not? Your bets? So why this dashboard didn't survive? So as I said, it's not connected with data visualization. It's connected to company culture, team capabilities, and this company had their in-house digital marketing team, and they updated. So they had connections to all the data sources, ads managers for Facebook, for Google, and others. And after this start for high-level dashboard, we developed together about 5 dashboards for middle managers, for analysts, for each channel, and finding deeper insights. And this dashboard, I think it's not so beautiful, but it survived because it was demanded on the different levels: high level, middle management level, and this data set provided insights for marketing analysts. So it was demanded, and there were reasons to update all the data, and this dashboard were used at monthly meetings, weekly meetings, and in day-by-day meetings. Let's go. So this dashboard has survived. Let's go to the next case. For logistic company, European company, and they work with cargos, some transport, railway, and even sea roads, and delivery with some B2B cargos, such machinery, vehicles, some very expensive materials, and feature. What's the feature? They collected some market data, so open data with benchmarks, some industry trends, and matched them with their internal data about their sales, cost, and other indicators. And they were discovering trends about their market share, about their competitors, about demand in the different regions, different industries. And that's an example of one dashboard, but what you may see, a lot of buttons to see in tons, dollars, euros, indicators by average between top 10, minimum, maximum, and we had a lot of tooltips, pop-up windows, so such complicated dashboards, and it's one of 10 dashboards about logistic industry and open data or market data, benchmarks, and internal data of this company. And audience was the middle management and analysts, project managers of who were responsible for corporate clients. And what do you think about future of this dashboard? Is it still using, or it's dead? Maybe it's dead already dead. Why do you think that it's survived? Okay, but I have too many colors. Too many indicators, too many colors. But again, the problem was not with colors. Problem was that it's a bit sophisticated dashboard with a lot of buttons, slicers, sophisticated measures as this dashboard. And when we started to when companies started to use it, they realized that they need 10 dashboards more with another points of view. So they tried to get like all-up cube in the Power BI dashboards, and they demanded not for 10 charts with 5 switches, but they demanded for 20, 40 charts, and they had too many questions. And it was and when we estimated our costs to develop all these dashboards, it was about maybe $50,000. So it was very expensive because it was very sophisticated. And finally, this company decided that it's cheaper to use Excel and not to maintain, not to support this very sophisticated dashboard. And really, this customer paid for our work and used. So they started from 10 dashboards. 6 months later, they used just 5 dashboards, and 1 year later, they used just 1 summary dashboard, and sometimes they just put screenshots from this summary to PowerPoint and add their data labels. Yes, I say 50,000, but it was our estimation according to the customer requirements. So to make him happy, and really it was not. It might be affordable for this company. It's a big company, but the value of all this visualization was not for 50,000. That's how we and really we had a chance to make a product data product from this data and estimated our efforts to maintain, to continue collecting this external data, but really it was too hard, too complicated. Let's go to the next project. That's for it was developed for broker from like family business on Cyprus, who work with some funds, some companies stocks. You see Netflix, Amazon, Nvidia, Facebook, and other, and they manage some families' portfolios, and they collect this data with Google Sheets, put this data manually, and analyzed at their weekly, monthly, or random meetings their performance and performance of their brokers. That's a brief description, and how do you think, how long has this dashboard lived? Is it still alive, or there's no actual data anymore? Maybe it's dead. Why? Let's be optimists. And really, this dashboard is still alive, because it was pretty simple, and really it might be developed with Excel, and really it has a simple data. Now they have some connections to stocks, but really it's simple. They have their clear metrics. It's not so sophisticated as previous dashboard, and that's an example of simple solution which is still alive. The next example, not so beautiful, but clear, in my opinion. This dashboard we developed for IT outsourcing company. They have about more than 1,000, maybe 2,000 staff, and here we have key indicators about their revenue, about their wage fund, cost per one employee, their share of their wage fund in revenue, and their self-cost, and the summary about their department: software, consulting, innovation. So the key resource of this company is their engineering staff, and they monitor these metrics. And how do you think? Is it still alive or not? Or this dashboard dead as other corporate reports? Thank you, Steven. I agree that it looks presentation ready, and we tried to develop this summary view. Of course, we had some appendixes with details, with trends, but it's always when I show you a single picture, the project contains more dashboards. And here I have another interesting story, that we prepared this summary about, so we have two different data sources and two different data owners, people from financial department and people from human resources department. And they had some conflicted interests, and during the process of data preparation they really denied all the requirements to prepare there in time, because they said that each of them wanted to own all this data set, all the data warehouse, and even IT department also was the third conflicting party. And I was observing this clash, and but fallout for this project that these dashboards lived just 3 months, and really some of them during this corporate war, some of people left the company, project manager left the company, and really there was no person to continue the project and to make decision who will own this data, who will be responsible for the actual, not even for data refresh, but to understand what's the right metrics, because all the conflicting financial and human resources people said that this dashboard displays wrong data. It's wrong. Look at my Excel. I have correct data because I collected it. But all your dashboard contains a lot of mistakes. I don't know who's responsible for these mistakes. It's your subcontractor. Maybe Alex did these mistakes. And really, there was a lot of negotiations. I tried to be a mediator for these people, but I failed. And really, I tried to find a compromise and develop a simple presentation view dashboard, but really, it did. Krista has the deja vu, so maybe yes, maybe not only I have these stories. And we have last one story, and this story started from a CRM implementation project, and the company started new business process to sell new product by subscription model, and make like a matrix project team. They have different they have salesperson from different departments, and started to fill their sales funnel. And really, I joined this project, and I like to tell another one story with Microsoft Excel. Here it is. And there was a problem. Let's align it. Yes. 1 second. I will go almost to full screen mode as possible with Excel. So what we see, we have a team of 4 salesperson: Alex, Maria, Peter, and Victor. And we have stages of their sales process: cold outreach, so a list of companies for outreach, meetings, presentations, offers, and contacts. And we had weekly slicers. This is data source, just a flat table, and some of them reported by phone or by email, and project manager collected this data and get meetings with this simple dashboard. And we were looking for gaps in this, not for gaps, for bottlenecks in this process. And for example, we had in 2 months of working, January and February, we had just 5 contacts, but our goal was 20 contacts. And I filter any salesperson, for example, Alex. From the first view, I see that his funnel looks balanced. There is no bottleneck. But what I see that there is going down trend of meetings. So he started well in January, but he's not appointing new meetings with clients. And I see the repeating trends that there are less and less presentations and less offers. And we explained him that he need to start to appoint new meetings, else his funnel will become empty. Another one example, Maria, and she has the same result as Alex. She has 2 contracts, but Alex has a well-balanced funnel, but Maria is not so not even good, but we have a difference, and she has a bottleneck at the second stage meeting, but later she has a great conversion. You see that from 8 meetings we have 4 presentations, 3 offers, and 2 contracts. But at this step of meetings, she had a problem that she feels herself free in in-person communications, but for cold outreach she's frustrated. Another story for Victor, who has opposite situation. He feels free for cold outreach, for appointing meetings, and from these meetings he comes to 9 presentations, but only 2 offers and just 1 contract. But Mary works better at this stage. And also we have a Peter who haven't signed any contract, and from the first impression he's outsider. But if we will look at his charts, line graphs, we see this positive trends, and really he just started later in January, in the end of January, but finally all his charts is growing up, and really 1 month later in March he exceeded all these plans, and he signed, let's refresh this filter, 6 contracts. And really Alex, let's look at this, he started to appoint new meetings and achieve his goal. And we Maria and Victor started to work together, and Victor was appointing meetings, presentations, and Maria was closing the deals. That's an example of real business case and problem which was solved with this simple Excel dashboard. And it was faster, easier than with to develop a custom report in it was Salesforce. And really this company still use this modified dashboard, and really I taught all their sales staff to use dashboards and find this some gaps, some bottlenecks. And as it was, let me remind, it was about 7 years ago, but this simple and it was 7 years ago before we got a funnel chart in Microsoft Excel, and it was built with some just empty empty bars to move it to center. But really, this dashboard is still alive. Yes, it's still alive. So that's all for my cemetery walk. Not even cemetery, but tour for corporate dashboards. And really, it's hard to find the correlation between design and the future of the dashboard. But really, it depends on the corporate culture and abilities to maintain, to support and continue this project, and depends on the how middle level, top level management is involved. And what I like to say for conclusion, so let's start from simple prototypes, like most viable, minimal viable prototype. And really, Excel remains the best tool for such prototypes, and you are able to apply data visualization best practices in this tool. It's pretty simple, and everything what I demonstrated made with standard pivot tables without any macros or some custom development. It's pretty simple. So, but remember that the edge between personal analytics and prototypes, and when you go to corporate level, it's better to use platform like Power BI to scale your analytical experience. And I hope that my mistakes, my experience, positive or negative, will be helpful for you, and you will make your data speak. So if you have any questions, let's continue our conversation. So that's my contacts. Let's stay in touch via LinkedIn, Twitter, and also follow our socials, and let's stay in touch. That's all for my speech, and I go to reading our chat. Excel live Schrodinger's cat. Excellence. Yes, Mark, great conclusion. Dashboards don't die or not because of tool, not because Excel, Power BI or other, but because of environment.
So there's so much to this, isn't there? Like for us as a group, and probably many people on this call, all from different walks of life, but we tend to focus on the technical skills of using the tool, whether that's Excel, whether that's Power BI. But there's more going into it. There's the telling of the story. There's the whether the audience can use it, and then obviously the politics. Where's the data coming from? Who has access to it? There's much more to it than the tool.
Yes, I agree with you.
It was good hearing some of the stories behind the dashboards as well. The reasons for their creation and how they were used and why they died or failed. And a few people were commenting, but it often came down to, how simple it is. People, they've got busy days, they want an easy life. If it's taking up too much time,
Yes,
that
and
reward, are they using it to warrant the time that's being put into it?
and really, so my advice for you, if you work with your or work as outsourcer or within company, so save your project, and for further needs, make fake data. But so I demonstrated all these dashboards with fake data, but with real story. And of course, it takes time to modify this data and keep some correlations, some insights. But really, it helps to remember these lessons and to avoid further mistakes. And that's one positive, useful point. And to be honest, it's helps you to build your portfolio and not just not just show charts, but tell stories and tell these insights. And really, it helps me for my customer relationships when I tell them related stories, not just showing charts. Oh, I have a question. How do you go about getting a customer to tell you what they want? I found that it's the most difficult part of the process. So I have some techniques described in my book, but they are pretty easy. So don't hesitate to ask them about their decisions and what hypotheses do they have, what actions will they make based on this data. And really, some customers don't know what to do. They have expectations of magic dashboard, which will provide them insights. And finally, we understand that this company is not ready for real dashboards, for business intelligence project, and I aware them, and we don't start this project because I don't want to bury another one dashboard. It's in a few words, but it's the most difficult part because really customer their expectations are unclear. They have their assumptions and other internal problems. Oh, Pierre says I asked them to take a pen and paper. Yes, that's a good approach. Because I use the same way, but I need to impress my customer, and I take a tablet and stylus and use digital tool for the same reason. And already this makes a wow effect. Let's keep it simple. A box there. Tell me. Yes. Do you have suggestions to see current data visualization trends? It seems that appearance hamstring change over time. A good question, Charles. To be honest, as a person who's who works in this industry for a long time, I understand that I'm becoming conservative, and really I understand that the design or creativity are not related with the result, and I follow the minimalistic style, flat design, and I understand if company is conservative, especially if we deal with corporations, I follow just best practice and use cards for totals, use bar charts, don't use pie charts, and some best practices. But of course, if I understand that I need to surprise my customer, I pick some cherry on a pie to demonstrate the capabilities, especially to show the difference between Power BI and Excel, and I show that we can build interactive waterfall chart, Sankey chart, Gantt chart. But of course, I know how to build them with Microsoft Excel, but I will not tell to my customer how to do it. But for if we'll talk about Excel MVP prototype, we of course use simple visuals. The most popular visual is a table with conditional formatting. What advice would you give a younger you on how to make a long-lasting dashboard? Oh, that's some very deep question. Maybe when I was young, I suggested that that customer is more interested than me to maintain this project, to deliver data, but I realized that they don't think some steps further. And my advice is to think more about risks, about some problems related with communications, with culture. For example, I told you about conflicting groups inside the company, people from finance, people from human resources, and younger me didn't think about these risks. That's my boring advice for younger me. But younger me wouldn't hear this conservative man. MVP. Yes, MVP means not most valuable player. It means minimal viable product. So this I use it as a synonym of prototype, simple prototype, which demonstrate which solves this simple with key task without any design features, without any polishing. So it's similar to draft, but draft with real data, which solves the task with minimal efforts, minimal viable product.
How involved do you tend to get in this process, Alex? If you're getting a project with a client, and a question from earlier about finding out what the customer wants. On the flip side, if you had a customer who thinks they know what they want and they're telling you like what visuals, like I'd have this table down here, you know, I'll have this like 3D chart, a couple of drop down lists. Do you get involved much in saying, look, that's not the best way, this is?
Yes, I still work with my clients, and but at the current moment, when I'm old and experienced, I have some titles, and I'm an authoritative person for my client. And if my client asks for some freaky chart, I say that sorry, but according to the best practices, according to chapter 4 of my book, it's unnecessary.
But Alex, what if it looks pretty?
Believe me, it will look pretty for a first week, but if you're going to use it day by day, as you promised, it's not the best way to monitor your indicators. And I suggest you use another tool, and let's go and look at our sample from our gallery. So my advantage, and not even my advantage, but advantage when you build your portfolio, you have a lot of examples to convince your client. And as Pierre said, your client may draw some freaky chart, but if you demonstrate your interactive dashboard and say that Siemens used the same approach, and mention your authoritative clients, and of course, when I go to the meeting to my clients, I analyze his industry, his competitors, and so use some not just dirty tricks, but it's about negotiations, about sales approach. But now in our modern world, all is connected. That's why I highlight the importance of portfolio, of industry levels, and make a contribution to how to say, industry knowledge, writing books, writing blogs, developing projects, and applying these projects to any data visualization contests. And if you are award-winning person, you have more chance to convince your client, especially if we talk with different groups. So I talk about management level, but within your client, you may have experienced designer who has his personal opinion. You may have experienced data scientist, and of course, they think that they know they are better than you, and you need to be. It's so I don't say that you need to be an authority for anyone. Let's start from the one field, but also if you work with a team, you may invite other authorities for your negotiations.
Talking about a team, yeah, you can see the question about security. I don't know if you're, yeah.
Question about security of the report is shared by many. Actually, I don't understand this question. So, is it about these demo cases or about sharing in general?
I think it's sharing in general, like people getting access to the data through the report. You know, in Power BI, you can shut down options.
Oh, if you talk about Power BI sharing options, I don't. So I don't know news about security problems for Microsoft. So we heard about hacks for Twitter, for iPhone users, but I don't remember any hacks for Microsoft users. And really, this data enough secured. But really, it's my personal opinion, and I just accept that it's a really very secure platform, and don't worry about this. And we have more risks of human factor who may export this data via Microsoft Excel and send it via email. Okay, I have a question. Advice getting clients or starting a business freelancer, some experience. So I will remind my advice to build your portfolio. That's the first. And going this way, apply your projects, your portfolio to any data visualization awards, contests. There are a lot of contests if not every month, but every quarter. Enterprise DNA community, information is beautiful, our word make your data speak. And if you apply to any contest, you will upgrade your skill and really build great portfolio. And share your experience, make contribution, especially you may start from Microsoft Data Storage Gallery and apply your project and get highlights. So there are simple ways. So I don't have a specific growth hack in this industry, but just do it and do it permanently. Oh, so I think that our discussion comes to its end.
Yes. So I was just reading the messages in the chat. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. Well, let me shut down the YouTube stream, so we're still streaming there at the moment, which will put us just into Zoom, and then we'll see if anybody wants to talk or carry on. Okay, I'm closing the YouTube stream now.